Alright guys, what is going on? My name is Tubby and we're talking WWE 2K15 DLC and Season Pass news because this is the first year that the DLC is going to be a bit different than it has in the past. In the past, it's always been more characters, titles, animations, etc., different movesets, customs, outfits. This year, the Season Pass for the first time is moving on to be an actual story-driven DLC for the Showcase mode. Now, I want to talk about this and give my thoughts and opinions on this because a lot of the 2K15 stuff I haven't really touched on. I haven't really gave my opinion on it. A lot of people getting mad like they want me to, give a legit opinion on what I actually think about it. Is it a good move? Do I not like it? Etc. And I want to go into this. I want to preface this by saying, what I've wanted from DLC in the past. And one of the things that I've never wanted in DLC is content, especially that was in the last year's game. I hate to feel like I'm paying for something that I've had before. And, as much as I'll play with that character in the DLC pack, it doesn't give me excitement to have a player in the DLC pack. So I'm glad they went to, and they have more of this stuff now this year, that it's a story-driven DLC pack. In the past, I've had ideas of having, you could have refs, in a DLC pack. Maybe you could have match types. Like, that's how you could put in an ambulance match, or you can, you could purchase that. I'm all for having the story DLC, but I do have a couple criticisms and a couple worries about what could potentially happen in the 2K Showcase mode. And I want to say this, not to be a negative Nancy here, because, it is a good mode. It's fun. It is, cool to see a lot of this stuff. But myself, probably like a lot of people, I'm more into the custom stuff. So the my player being able to, build my own path, go on my stories, the road to WrestleMania, the creative stuff, I think to me a little bit more rewarding sometimes for players to be able to experience that stuff. And the modes, it started in WWE 12 with the three branches, the hero, the villain. And then the next year, we went into the 30 years, not 30 years, the Attitude Era. And then you had the eras. And while I like it, I don't necessarily see if that's the way that the mode pans out. And this is something that I think Bleacher Report, brought up too, that it's got to be compelling DLC. And it's got to be DLC. I think that it has to be a little bit more than 30 years of WrestleMania. Because if we've already had 30 years of WrestleMania mode like this, because we had it first as the Attitude Era, and then they went in through the 30 years of WrestleMania. So they have had two different modes that they've just basically reskinned, but it's been pretty much the same package. If that's the same package then in this year's game that I'm now paying for as DLC, I'm not going to be a fan of that. If it's just a reskinned, if Showcase is the reskinned, I should say, version of 30 years and, the Attitude Era, I'm not going to be very happy, and I don't think it'll be a worthwhile purchase. If it, like they say, is advances with all the matches, all the stories, the recreations, and it's more detailed than, the previous modes, then I'm all for paying for it, and I think it's a great DLC. Especially with Paige being DLC, it worries me a little bit because I do want to play with Paige. I think if I do wrestle as Divas, Paige is one I'm really looking forward to. And the fact that, she's the one you're most looking forward to and she's DLC and you got to wait for it kind of bums me out. But it does make sense because she did debut in May, winning the Divas title April and May, winning the Divas title, and that was already into the dev cycle. So something like that I could actually understand as DLC. I hope she's just not one that you have to wait all the way until January or so for, because that could get a little bit, I don't know. I think it could be a little problematic. I would love to see her actually in like the NXT, my player. I hope, my player, my career, you could do a diva and then she's in there as well. That was one of the questions I had for it. So when it comes to the DLC for this year's game, they have to make the mode different, I think, than the previous ones for me to pay for it. I think the speculation right now, and this is something I said, that it was $24.99 where you could get it. It would save 20% over the cost, so it'd be like $9.99, and you get them for like $7.99 or whatever they are. So you'd save a little bit of money here and there, and comparative to what has been in the game in previous years, especially to this year, really stepping up the graphics. I really do hope all the modes and everything else stays intact, because my biggest worry is something similar to the situation that NHL faced, where they went more on the focus on graphics and everything, and look what happened. A lot of their modes got dropped because there's a lot of speculation about this other stuff. So hopefully the DLC, if these showcase modes are that advanced, and this is one of the things that gets me the most worked up or a little fearful about this DLC, is in the past, DLC has been characters and things and models. And this year, if it's actually these big story showcases, if they're actually paid DLC and they're not actually, come with the game, because obviously they don't come with the game, is how much did that DLC, pre-launch take away from building the actual game? Was it built pre-game? You know what I mean? Because WWE has got a long history of that, putting characters back in, where I hope it's actually post DLC, and the showcase modes are really worth it. Because my thing that I was watching, I can't remember whose video it was, they were talking about the DLC packs, and they said, if the modes turn out to be bundled in with like characters, if the season pass is $24.99 and you get those, are we going to get character DLCs? Are we going to get other superstars? And if not, is it going to be worth it for those people that don't like the single player showcase stuff? And I think that would be a good question to ask, because there's a time where at 30 years of WrestleMania, I kind of got bored and I stopped playing, and I don't know if I ever finished it. Same thing with the Attitude Era. I played most of them, but I did kind of eventually get bored and finish it, because I mainly did online. I mainly did custom stories. I mainly did these other modes that I would more than gladly pay for some of this stuff for, like Cause. I would gladly pay for some extra features for call making, or being able to download some extra stuff to customize my superstar, like the 2K store. Something like that I'd be more than willing to do as far as paid DLC. So if the single-player stories, if the showcases don't blow you away, if the 2K showcase mode doesn't blow you away, I don't think this DLC is going to be worth it purchase for some people. So I want to know your guys' thoughts, your opinions on that. Are you going to be the kind of person that wants to play through these showcase modes, these story modes, and basically relive a feud? Would you rather have, DLC is a custom story, something created? Are you okay with, the DLC being this? Because I'm glad. Part of me is happy that it's not a bunch of superstars like the NXT superstars aren't in a bunch of packs. I'm glad that that's more my player related on unlockables and things like that. As long as I can still buy the attributor thing, and then I can also change their attributes, and then I can also unlock everything, I would be perfectly fine with it. And the DLC, it won't really matter what's in it, because as long as that happens, I'm perfectly fine with it. I think that's the one thing that I was questioning. The first thing I heard about the season pass was, oh my gosh, are they going to have the attribute customizer? And then they're also going to have, oh my gosh, I can't even hit the comeback. How could I not hit the comeback? And all the unlockables, because all the unlockables is the one thing that I mainly always bought the DLC before in the past, even if I didn't want to play with some of the superstars, because in the past, it's been the guys from the Attitude Era, Road Dogg, or, guys that necessarily didn't want. So I didn't have a reason to necessarily purchase the DLC. But when it comes to, oh, jeez. Triple H is kind of messing with me right now. I was expecting to hit that, the comeback moment and win it. As far as the DLC being stuff I want, that was really the only thing I ever wanted, were those two things. So hopefully we find out more information if any of that's included. I would have to imagine that there might be something different in terms of Xbox 360 and PS4 and Xbox One, because on the old systems, I don't think they have the showcase mode. So if they don't have the showcase mode, are they still going to get on Xbox 360 and PS3 normal? Or is it on there? I don't actually remember if the DLC was on the next generation console or previous, or if it was just the graphics and everything else that happened to get updated on the new system. That's a good question to ask, and I probably should have actually remembered which one it was, because I'm looking on the announcement right now. It doesn't necessarily say. It just says it's this single-player campaign, which is the story-driven, which makes me a little... what I thought that's what my player was. I thought my player was the single player campaign. You know what I mean? I hope the attention they put into Showcase doesn't necessarily take away from the modes in the other one. And hopefully if the mode does really, do good, I might have wanted to purchase DLC for my player and, be able to advance through that. Maybe you get like Season 2 or Year 2 or some sort of crazy build up into your character's creation. And, so Season Pass. As far as DLC, I'm still wondering if there's going to be more things outside of DLC because it is a comprehensive DLC program. And they haven't necessarily said that it's going to be only that stuff. So if they were to do other DLC, guys, let me know. What do you guys want? Do you want other superstars? Would you like more features for buying and creating your superstar? Do you want referee packs? Do you want a match pack? What do you want to see in the DLC? What do you want to see as Rock is whooping my ass? The comeback moment, it's still messing with me. I wasn't ready for it. As you can see, Rock, oh shit. Oh, no, I messed it up. Rock won with a spine buster. That's pretty much it, guys. DLC, Showcase, I don't know. I'm a little worried. Change is change. It's the first year we're getting a bit of a different thing for DLC, and it's $24.99 instead of $15. So it is also $10 more. So will that $10 extra be worth it for you? Will you purchase it? The DLC, will you wait to purchase Microsoft points? Like for me, I always buy the Microsoft points right away. I redeem them. I buy the fan access right away. Download the superstars or whatever I can immediately. If it is all only the Showcase, would you guys wait, see if you like the Showcase mode before you even buy it? I think that's a question that I should have brought up earlier. So let me know in the comment section below. And until next time, guys, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. Rocky, I can't believe you won. And until next time, we will see you all later.